Welcome back to the channel. With this episode, we're going to be going over Nerilka's story, which is Pern number 8 if you're looking at this in terms of um, publication order. This in terms of chronological order is in the 6th pass. It runs with Merida, Dragon Lady of Pern. It runs basically with that. This is a narrative told of the plague told by Nerilka's side. It's a narrative. She's telling the story of just how bad things were at Fort for her before the Ruata gathering that she was left behind for. That her dad and her mom and her sisters went, but she was pretty much left at home. So, with that, I mean, we get, we find out obviously the plague very early on, and it's more just the injustices that she sees happening in Fort Holt. That not even an hour after her mom has died, he's already got his mistress living with them. And this doesn't sit well with her. So the final straw for her really ends up being when the Harpers come, the healers come and say, "We need supplies. We have healers that are in your internment camp that you won't let go, but they're just as liable to get sick as the people that are in the internment camp." And Camp, who is the Lord Holder of Fort, and Nerilka's father, basically says, no, I'm not giving you anything. So the Harpers say, okay, well, we're going to take our people out. We're gone. You can look after your own. And for Nerilka, this is basically the final straw. She goes to them, to Capium, and says, look, I'll give you these stores of what I've picked, but there's a catch. I want out. I want to first go work in the internment camp, help the people that are sick there, and from there, I want out of the hole. Because they tell her that, well, if you leave the hole under these circumstances, you're not going to be let back in. She's like, that's fine. That's what I want. So she crops her hair. She tries to basically make a new start, and she starts going by the name of Rill. And she is basically working her way around. We kind of get, the runoff story from Merida in this. Even though dragons are not very much at the forefront, that's why on the cover it says a Pern adventure, not Dragon Riders of Pern, because the dragons don't have a huge role in this book. But that being said, there's still a lot going on, and there's things to keep you turning the pages. I mean, it's a quick read, as it's only about 160 pages, and there are some illustrations in there, so it's not even 160 pages of pure text. So with that, it's a fairly quick read, and I think you have to wait until the very end of the book to really see the happy ending. Because, I mean, Lord Ellison, he is devastated after losing Merida, after she dies in Merida, Dragon Lady of Pern. If you haven't seen that video yet and you want to find out more about that book, go check that one out. I've already reviewed it. If you haven't read that one and were planning on it, sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it for you. But Merida dies going between jumping through time. Her and Larry's dragon are they're too tired, and they jump between, and that's it. They don't come back. they're dead. And Allison kind of knows that, hey, I gotta take a wife, and it's not going to be Moretta. But he's basically fallen in love with her, and she fell in love with him because, Chagall was not really the weird leader that she wanted to be with. So he finds out who she is, who Nerilka is, because of his first wife. They were foster sisters. And she had sketched so many drawings of Rill's face that he's like, there's no way I couldn't know that it was you when I met you. But I let you have your anonymity. So he works out this deal with her saying, you will be Lady Holder, you will give me my kin, my blood heir. And that way it's like I can move on. Because basically it's almost like she thinks once she conceives, that he's willing to die and just be done. There's really no love here coming from a lesson. And I'm sitting there thinking as I'm reading, I'm like, why, Anne, you could be doing better than this. We've been following this story. And yes, we know he was devastated by Moretta. And we know that you don't get over those things real quick. But to take that stance, it's like, I was really struggling with that one. But, and I will say this, in all great things Anne McCaffrey, is that she does save the ending. And that it goes with the hatching that his sister is in. And sorry, I am looking it up just because her name, Aklina, that's it. She's up for the gold egg, and pretty much everybody knows she's going to get it. That's just, she was searched by Umbarik's dragon, and it seems like, okay, that's just, she's going to be the one. And it's there, really, that Allison learns that, yes, there's death, but there's also a new beginning to life. And he's seen that with Aklina and her queen, her gold queen dragon named Haneth. That's a new beginning. And with all the other hatchlings and their weirlings now, that this is a new life, their life together. And I think he starts to see that with Rill as well. This is, it may not be what I bargained for. It might not have been what I was wanting, but I'm going to make the most of this now. And we're going to turn Ruata around. We're going to do what we need to do to make all things work. And it saved it for me. It's not a 5-star review, but I was leaning more toward the 4-star review. But at the end, because of that and the way that she ended it, I gave it 4.5 stars. When you go look at it at Goodreads, it's going to say 4 stars, but really it's 4.5. I recommend it. Like I said, it's a quick read. Basically a day if you got the time. And it was a good one. It's the last of the books to be in the 6th pass. But there is a story that comes in the 6th pass as well that is in an anthology. That one will be coming up reviewed soon. So, 4.5 stars on Goodreads. And with that, as always, please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you know when new videos are up and running. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the series, of the reviews. I love hearing from you. So yeah, And until next time, keep YouTube literate, and God bless.